Imagine that every time you look out your window, all you see are acres of lanky corn stalks and miles of soybean fields that seem to just continue on forever. Every day I pass these vast, monotonous fields and am reminded that our country's farming techniques have a direct impact on each and every one of us. Genetically modified crops have caused a lot of debate, not only in our own country, but also around the world. I would like to share with you why removing these crops from your life is beneficial not only to you, but also to your loved ones. First of all, what is a GMO? According to GMOfilm.com, a GMO is a genetically modified organism whose genetic material is altered using genetic engineering, and this is so that it can exhibit a desired trait. Genetic engineering has been around a long time, so it's not some newfangled science that just recently came up. For example, according to GMOinside.org, insulin production used by genetic engineering first began in 1982. GMO Inside also states that GMO crops began dominating in our country around 1999. Some examples of the most popular GMO crops include corn, soybeans, and cotton, which are the three most popular in the United States, but also include papaya, zucchini, summer squash, sugar beets, and canola, which is used to make canola oil. According to the film GMO OMG's website, approximately 85% of all processed food includes some sort of GMO ingredient. Now, the first claim that pro-GMO supporters will state is that they are safe. However, according to the Non-GMO Project, most developed nations do not consider GMOs to be safe. Approximately 60 countries around the world, including all of the European Union, Australia, and Japan, have some significant restrictions or even outright bans on the production and sale of GMO products. The United States is one of the only remaining developed countries in the world that still allows for the production and sale of GMOs. Now, their effects are largely still unknown. This is because the testing of GMO products is largely in part done by the companies that produce them. This, you might say, is a large conflict of interest, and I would have to agree with you. These companies have profit in mind, as most businesses do. So, most of the time they're not interested in your safety or your health. According to a study done by Southern Connecticut State University, the 6 largest GE companies in the world are Monsanto, Pioneer Hybrid International, Syngenta AG, AgroSciences, BASF, and Bayer Crop Science. Now, the second claim that pro-GMO supporters will state is that GMOs do not negatively affect your health. And like I stated before, this is largely in part due to the inadequate testing that is being done on GMOs. While GMOs alone may be okay for our health, it is the pesticides and herbicides that are being used on GMOs that are detrimental to your health. According to the same study done by Southern Connecticut State University, over 75% of all genetically modified crops are designed to be tolerant to being sprayed by herbicides. There have been many studies done to show links between herbicide use and an increase in birth defects and development of some cancers. Studies are also being done to see if there are links between GM crops and allergies, especially allergies in young children. Now, the third claim is that GMO crops do not have an impact on the environment. However, according to Marla Spivak in her TED Talk in 2013, our bee population is rapidly decreasing. In 1945, which was just after the end of World War II, it was estimated that there were 4.5 million bees in the United States alone. In 2007, there was an estimated 2 million bees alive in the United States. This is an almost 50% decrease in the bee population in just over 70 years. This decrease in bee population leads to a decrease in bee pollination, which directly affects our food supply. namely fruits, vegetables, nuts, such as tomatoes, apples, and almonds. They all rely heavily on pollinators such as honeybees and bumblebees in order to produce the fruits and veggies that we like. Now, another study done by the Society of Chemical Industry states that GMOs also pose a threat to the environment because they are polluting groundwater and soil, which directly affects wildlife and even humans. This industrial farming technique that is being used in today's day and age is also depleting our soil of valuable nutrients and minerals. This means that the foods that we eat, such as fruits and vegetables, are not getting the amount of nutrients that they used to have 50, 60, 70 years ago. Now you can make a change in the world. Without your help, these big agricultural companies like Monsanto and Pioneer will continue to use us as a subject in this GMO experiment. You can take charge of your health and the health of your family. First off, begin by eliminating GMO products from your diet. Look for foods that have the USDA organic label and use your money to tell companies what you want. Inform yourself and those you love. Look up information on GMOs, watch documentaries, and learn how you can get involved in letting your voice be heard. Call or email your local or state representatives and let them know that you want to know what is being put in your food. As the animal rights activist Jane Goodall once stated, "Someday we shall look back on this dark era of agriculture and shake our heads. How can we ever believe that it was a good idea to grow our food with poison?"